Hello, I'm Edu from Edu for Java. This is the tutorial Android number 6. We are going to see in this tutorial architecture. Okay, I put Android architecture wiki, then I get the wiki for Android. Yeah, I'm looking for a graphic about the architecture. Yes, this one. Okay, I will try to put it. Yes, here we are. Okay, this is the graphic of the Android architecture. As you can see in the bottom here, there is a layer that is a Linux kernel. A Linux kernel. Why Linux? Because it's good, it's right, and it's cheap. It's free. Really, it's a modified version of Linux. 2.6. And this Linux is going to be the hardware abstraction layer. This Linux is going to be the layer that hide the hardware from to the rest of the software in the operative system. Mainly is going to contain the hardware drivers. For example, here we can see a display driver, keypad driver, camera driver, Wi-Fi driver, flash memory, audio. Okay, power management. Then we are going to, in the next tutorial, we are going to get into this Linux with a shell, Linux shell, and we are going to see the file system and everything. Normally you can't touch anything here. Okay, let's go to the next level. The next level are libraries. These libraries, we are not going to see these libraries directly. We are not going to program against these libraries. These libraries are C libraries, really efficient libraries. As we can see, here we have a surface manager that is the responsible to handle the screen in a low level, in a really efficient level, and you have two more libraries, OpenGL and SGL. This one is for 2D graphics and this one is for 3D graphics. This library accepts hardware acceleration if the hardware exists, no? Then you can get really a good graphic performance if you have a hardware. Okay, there are a library for media library. Media library is really the one that have the codecs to run MP3, EMPEG4, ACC. It's the one that is going to give us power to see and get video and pictures. The camera is going to be here too. FreeType is a font rendering library. Security socket layer. SQLite. This one is really interesting, and in the next tutorial we are going to see this. This is a database. It's a database implemented in C. It's really little database. It's not like Oracle. It's a little database, really good for a little device like a phone. Okay, we are going to see more about SQLite in the next tutorial. WebKit is an open source browser library. is the one that we have in the, is the browser we have in the phone, and it's a library that we can get things. We have API to handle this library. We have a layer of abstraction to get to this library in our programs. Okay, and this is the interesting one. Android runtime. Android runtime is a virtual machine, but it's not a Java virtual machine. Let's talk about this Dalvik virtual machine. Dalvik virtual machine is not Java virtual machine. Why? Because a Java virtual machine can execute .class files, and this Dalvik virtual machine only can execute .dex file. A .dex file is a second compilation of Java. In Java normally we start in a .java file and we compile with a classic C Java compiler, and we get a .class. This .class, if we make a second compilation, we can get with the SDK, Android SDK, we can get a .dex file. This is the file that can be executed by Dalvik virtual machine. This is because Dalvik virtual machine is really interested in not to spend a lot of resources. It's trying to save memory and process resources. Dalvik, the name, came from a little town in Ireland. I just curious and check in Google Map, and this is the little town. It's really little, you can see. It's in Ireland. It's a fisher town, I think, and I can see from here is not. It's a little far away from Reykjavik. I have been there. It's a really beautiful place. I think the next time I get there, I will try to just curious to get this town to see it. And as you can see, the world is not so big. Here it is. Okay, let's go. Let's resume this. Dalvik was originally written by Dan Bornstein, who named it after the fishing village of Dalvik in Iceland. It's a funny, interesting. Okay, this all we have here in blue is Java. These are libraries to access to different services, and these libraries, application framework called application framework, are the one that they give us the API to interact with the activities that we learn. The window management manager is the one that gives us to work with the widgets, the components, and everything. Telephony manager is obviously for the phone, to call to MSFs. Package manager, obvious. Resource manager. Location manager is the one that gives us the GPS location and all the API for these kind of things. The content provider that we talk about. Notification manager is if you see your phone in the top, you have a bar that you get when you receive a new email. You get there an icon. This is the notification. It's a notification. The notification manager work with this. You can make an application and put icons in that bar. And at the end, we have the application. The application never go directly to, for example, these native libraries. You are always against Java libraries. That is a layer of abstraction. The application layer there are a lot of that came with the operating system, like contacts, phone, browse, and here is going to be our libraries. Okay, this is a little picture of the architecture. It will be enough for us, and see you in the next tutorial.